Evening, you lovely lot. How you doing? It's Mag. How's it going? We're here for it's Monday. This is weird. Not Tuesday night gaming chat, where we talk about the latest games and news from the last 7 days or so on a Monday. So how you doing? Hope you're all well. Hope you're doing good. LeBraze, thank you so much for that resub tier 1 sub for 8 months. That's now 9 months in total. I can't count. Should I put that in English again? Thank you, LeBraze, for resubscribing for 8 months at tier 1. That is now 9 months. That was what I wanted to say, but that didn't happen. So there you go. How are you? How is everyone? Gozzo was the first one here. Good evening. How are you? Swiftly followed by a guest from last week. JL, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you again. Thank you so much for here. Thanks for being such a great guest last week on the show. LeBraze says counting is hard. Yes, especially when it's me. iQuail, good evening. How are you? Gozzo, saying he's good. Gilfly, also coming in with a sub. 4 months at tier 1. That is now 31 months. Thank you very much, sir. Good to see you. Kindred, I was here. He says, I just didn't say evening. Well, you can say it now, dear sir. Doing good, and thank you so much. It was amazing to be on. Thank you to everyone who watched the podcast I was on earlier today. I was on the LSW podcast. Thank you to Luce and Stace for having me on that. We were talking all things Timeless and promoting Timeless. If you didn't see it, it's going to be on Spotify and YouTube and everything, and you can watch it on their LSW channel on catch up. So if you click that link, you can watch it back. There will also be another podcast that I actually recorded yesterday that's going out with the UCP guys, the Unofficial Controller Podcast lads. That will be going out very soon. We also nearly got a hype train going, so if that happens, that would be amazing as a good start to a week, isn't it? You lovely, lovely people. It was a great. Both podcasts were really fun to do, and thank you to everyone for having me on. Because we are literally a week away from Timeless. Dare I say it? That's how scary these things are. Dave Johnson, amen to you, sir. How are you? Good to see you. Hope everyone is well. Welcome to the show. We're going to swiftly move on because we've got a lot to cover tonight's show. Hopefully, we haven't got what happened last week with Twitch shitting itself and basically shutting everyone's channels down for 5 minutes. I said amen. Yes, you said amen, not amen. You said RM. You're basically just talking shit then, Dave. That's what's going on there. Thank you for clarifying that. Not that I think it needed to be clarified, but thank you anyway. Obviously, with me, as always, is the co-host that knows the most. He's the man that makes the cogs turn, the man that knows everything about gaming, the man that, frankly, we couldn't make this show happen without. It's the one and only Mr. David Jones.
It's not Tuesday already, is it?
No, it's Monday, but, you know, we just got you out.
I'm going to be confused all week now.
I'm going to be confused all week. I'm going to turn up to Timeless a day late now because of this. So it's going to confuse everyone. How are you, Dave?
I am fine, thank you, mate. How about yourself?
I'm very good. Unlike Dave Johnson that says, you were supposed to send me something. You never confirmed, Dave Johnson. I asked you to confirm and you didn't. So shush. Thank you.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, yes, he was like, oh, you're supposed to send me a link. I didn't send you a link because you never confirmed. But there you go. Anyway, moving on. What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Well, just the usual stuff with family and work, but I did start playing Clair Obscura Expedition 33 on the weekend.
Yay! And what do you think?
I've enjoyed it so far. I mean, it's still early days, so I'm still early on in Act 1. I think I've played about 5.5 hours, I think I've managed to get in so far. So I've got Mael, your third character, picked her up on the way, and we're still trying to get out of the area where you find her. So still getting through that. Still getting used to the combat system in it. Yeah. I'm quite liking it. It's you know, I think we've both said in the past we're not massive fans of turn-based combat, but I am quite liking this one. It's quite a bit of learning to do because it is quite sort of deep what you can do with the characters and their skills. So there's quite a lot to sort of think about when you're doing it. Yeah. But it, definitely makes it better. And I quite like the way you can do the dodges and the parries. Yes. I do need to work on my parries because I'm not very good at those at the moment. Takes a bit of practice, definitely. Yeah. But what I played, it's good.
I think it was it's just very much more involved and just very engaging RPG. And as you said, we're not fans of RPGs, but this just ticks all the boxes. I'm not saying it's going to convert me to being an RPG fan, but it's certainly decent. So I can't knock that at all. Gilfly says, great game. that, mate. But I ain't finished yet, so no spoilers. Won't say any spoilers, because I could say something now and it'd spoil it for Dave because he hasn't got to the end of Act 1, and I'm not going to do
quiet, you.
That'd be horrible. And he never thought. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all. Anything else you've been playing?
No, just that. Spent most of the weekend playing that one.
But good question, which is not a spoiler. Has Dave got his French baguette and beret costume yet for the game?
Yes, I did get it. I haven't put it on there.
I've got 3, I think, so far. I found 3 because you can find one for each character, which is quite good. But it's quite funny when they get caked in blood, because then you've got this really smart French outfit. And even the baguette does not look like a tasty baguette after it's drenched in demon blood. I can tell you that now. But it's worth finding. It's worth finding. Cool. Yeah. Anything else apart from that? Or was you just hammering Expedition 33 all weekend?
I was just hammering that. I downloaded a few other games, but I didn't get around to trying them out. I thought I downloaded that Wheel World, that I can't remember what it was called, that sort of Prison Break RPG one. Something.
Oh yeah, I think it was from last week.
Downloaded that, and there was something else I've forgotten about. So I just downloaded a few things off Game Pass.
Yeah, from basically, there was a few. Because we talked about the Prison Break one the week before when I was in Ecuador, didn't we?
Pretty good.
Can't remember what that was called now, because you know what? It's not in my notes because it's on my phone of all things. I will find the name of that. I'll find the name of that now because I've still got those notes from that show.
I thought all those games looked quite cool, so I thought I'd download them off Game Pass, get around to trying them. But I just ended up spending the weekend playing Expedition 33.
Hey, and it's
quite enjoying that.
Perfectly good game too. Back to the Dawn was that Prison Break?
Yes,
thing? So that was good.
Yeah,
Will World.
I do want to try that.
Yeah. Is this TNGC where T stands for Monday? Yes. Simple. Good evening, Jesse. Good to see you. Another JL's in the house. Hello, JL. How you doing? We will be talking about games. We will talk a little bit about times. We are going to share, for those who didn't see the podcast this afternoon, we are going to share the full running order of Timeless, which will then go out on socials and everything, and the website. Maybe Wednesday, I guess. I don't know. Ask Jesse. He deals with that side of things. So we'll be talking about that. But yeah, in terms of games I've been playing, it's practically only been 2 games, and it was 2 games we talked about when we did the show from South America. And again, I'll bring them up here. Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is phenomenal. It's just it's one of those games like Expedition 33. Wasn't actually expecting much from this. I do like my Donkey Kong games, but I thought, well, this looks good from all the trailers and that, and it's better than bloody good. It's bleeding fantastic. I really love every minute of that. So that I want to hammer through, and I probably won't get to play this again now till after Timeless. So we're looking at 2 weekends time. And then I have been hammering through the new RoboCop expansion,
nice.
and I'm quite near the end. So we played this on Thursday. It's good. It is not without its faults, and it is laggy as hell in some places.
Oh dear.
It needs a bit more compared to the main game. It chugs along a bit, which is a little bit worrying.
Hopefully get some patches out for that then.
Yeah, I have enjoyed it. The bit playing as Murphy, again, that's not a spoiler because it was in the trailer, was okay. You actually get to play as 2 other characters, which is interesting, which I didn't realise that was a thing. And I have done the ED209 bit, which was an absolute joy, playing as ED209, blowing the shit out of everything. But I feel that I'm very close to like the last chapter in this. So that might actually get polished off before tomorrow night, but that'll have to wait because I'm miles off with that. So, but yeah, both of those really enjoying. But I still think the main game for RoboCop was actually a little bit better. So, but it's good. It's worth, if you love the main Rogue City game from 23, get that because it's good fun. Icos says, I'm loving it. The kids are enjoying it too. The little one keeps calling him Honky Dong. No, I mean, you can call him that. It's absolutely fine. Told you it was excellent. You did. It's exceptional, that Donkey Kong game. So yeah, really looking for that. Can see that being in my top 5 of the year if I finish it in time. So along with a number of other games that we've talked about. But anyway, enough of that. Shall we crack on with the show and bring in our guest?
I think we should.
This gentleman was our first guest of this year after we got the intro shows out the way where we talk about the games of 2025 and such games like Reanimal, which has now been pushed back to 2026. So that's another one struck off the list for this year. But he is back for his second appearance here tonight. comedian, actor, YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and just a thoroughly nice bloke. Please give it up to one and only Mr. Stuart Ashens. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
How are you?
Oh God,
Hello.
hang on. It's reversed.
Ah,
I'm putting my hands down. It's confusing me. Hello, everyone.
hello.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How
All
are
good,
you?
mate.
I'm all right, thank you. I'm hopefully now getting over a bout of very bad health. So
Yes, bless you.
yeah,
You've not been
I
too
should
well, have
survive. I've been in and out of A&E. Oh, it's been a right time. It has. But anyway, I'm not dead, so I'm
you?
not.
That's the main
That's the
thing.
main thing.
Yep.
Jesus. That's always that. Well, I'm not dead.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah. There's always that thing someone said to me when you wake up. If you could stretch your arms out, you know you're not in a coffin. But I was like, but how does that work if you've been cremated? How does that work if you've been cremated?
Yes, going to say
You have no
cremation's
arms.
far more popular these days. Dear me.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, he did have a point. Either that or he slept in someone's bath after a heavy night drinking. You'd be like,
Yeah, oh God.
can you imagine? Like, oh my God, I'm in a coffin. Oh no, I'm in someone's bath.
Yeah, what if you woke up and like a shelf had fallen on you or something? You're like, oh,
Or one of those
horrifying.
Japanese cube hotels where you're just in like
Yes.
you're like
You essentially are in a coffin. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's just crazy. Gosler saying hello. Gilfly saying hello. How are you doing, mate? Yeah.
I'm all right now, I hope.
Bless him. He's getting.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much for being on the show again. Greatly appreciate it.
You are always welcome, sir.
Obviously, this was planned meticulously because obviously it's so close to timeless that this is why we had you on the show. And didn't result in a phone call last week going, yeah, fancy popping on the show this week. Not at all.
Yeah,
Wasn't
all right,
anything
then.
like that.
Yeah, why not?
All professionally booked. Yes. Oh yes, the Agadoo coffin check. Yes, the Agadoo coffin check. Not pushing pineapple, pushing daisies. But there you go. Oh dear, oh dear. So what have you been up to, good sir? What have you been up to since the last couple of months since we saw you back in January on this very channel?
Oh God, we've finished the script for our new folk horror film.
Nice.
Which has been a nightmare because it's reverse narrative, which has they've only been like a handful, like 6 or 7 proper reverse narrative films in cinema history. I know why now, because it's a fucking nightmare. but we've done it. Once we got the structure down, which took like almost a year longer than we thought it would.
Wow.
And, we can write the film now, you know. But it was it's an experience, but we don't ever have to do it again. So,
well, at least that's something.
Sit back and look clever. Yeah. So,
yeah,
it's going to be we're shooting in a couple of months.
Okay.
We're shooting way before the end of the year. So
is that going to be like autumn time then, or?
Yeah. That is the plan.
Obviously, I'm not going to say where you're shooting because we don't want hordes of people suddenly turning up randomly. So
also, we don't know yet because there's multiple locations. So there's somewhere we really want to shoot, but they've got to agree to it and be amenable, money wise.
Yes.
Because the problem is, people you say you're shooting a film, they think, they've got lots of money.
No,
not us. No.
If you're lucky, the money comes afterwards. If you're lucky,
so, if you're very lucky,
yeah. And what other event you last time we spoke, you had some potential events lined up as well, didn't you? Did those happen, or is that still stuff that's further down the line? I can't remember.
I can't even remember what they were. I've got no idea.
Possible appearances, but I can't remember. I don't know.
No,
they happen.
Anything other than the obvious,
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's certainly no Marvel budget. True. Can I get all the links for Mr. Wonderful? That is Stuart. You can check out his Patreon, his Twitter, his YouTube, and I think that's all I went for because some of the other things, not going to lie, were slightly out of date. So I thought I would leave them there.
Oh yes, a lot of things turned off now. Just look at the YouTube stuff. You can learn about Dempsey and Makepeace figures. What more do you want to know about in life?
Yeah, who you need them in your life, Dempsey and Makepeace. But there you go, John Unicycle. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here. There's all the links that you need in your life: the YouTube, the Patreon, and the Twitch. So there you go. Anything else you need to tell us, or anything that's up and coming projects, or anything that you're allowed to spill?
No, it's all film for the time being. Do you want to know what exciting games I've been playing?
Yes, actually, yes, please do.
So, annoyingly, I got sick of Marvel Snap after like 2.5 years or something. Eventually.
Okay.
Got so into that, just playing it a bit every day. Annoyingly, yeah, got sick of it just before I got ill as well, so I didn't have that to do. So I ended up I just played the Demon's Souls remake over and over. I must have completed it with like 3 or 4. No, hang on. 5 different character builds.
Oh, fair play.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know. I just sort of didn't feel well. It's something I know quite well, and it was sort of comforting and something I could do. So there we are. I did that.
So that's pretty good. DC Flake, hello. Hello for being here. There was also someone else I wanted to say hello that I fixed from your Snot Yay, hello. Good to see you as well. Yeah, hello. Apologies if I missed you. I tried to catch up with chat and stuff, but here we are, folks. So and obviously I've seen you playing a variety of games on your channel as well.
Oh yes, there's always some quality stuff going on, by which I mean some terrible Amiga game nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah. It's funny. What was the thing you were playing the other week? And you basically got to level 3, and you were that was it. It wasn't drugs, was it? But you were trying to. Was it coffee you were trying to collect?
Yeah, that's Manhattan Dealers. For the, we were playing the Amiga version, also available for Atari ST. Probably not in the shops anymore. It's a weird game. Now I bought it for like £3. Yeah, and there's something I enjoy about how janky it is, but it is. You just basically have to go around and collect all the packets of drugs from evil drug dealers. But the police chief at the start tells you what drugs they are. It starts off with like caffeine, and then nicotine, and then cocaine, and then I don't know, something they've made up. I think after that. Yeah, it's a weird game.
It is.
Keep people
downstairs.
Can't keep down chairs. You can fall in the water and instantly die, like you're Sonic the Hedgehog or something, and. You can, every time you burn some drugs in a bin, which apparently was what the police do in this game world, you get health back. How does that work? Nobody knows.
No, that is very good. I did like watching while you were regaining your health and there's people throwing bricks at your head.
Yes, the brick men. They just sat down in the window and throw an infinite supply of bricks.
Yeah, it's like...
Are they pulling their house apart?
Well, that's what I was going to say. By the time they finish throwing them at you, they shouldn't have a building to be in, or at least a room to be in. Kindred says, sounds like my South American tour. Not going to mention that. But there you go. But first you get the dealership, then you get the power. There you go. Commissar Lufang, hello. Good evening, folks. Good to see you. Lovely to have you here. Also, Paul James, QA tester, who's a guest a good couple of months back on the channel. Lovely to see you, Paul. Great to have you. I know you're coming to Timeless, so it'll be good to catch up with you, my friend. Danke says, I'm patiently waiting for the BBC to announce the next season of The Golden Cobra.
Oh, The Golden Cobra. That's a Welsh animated series. I was going to say Think a Little South Park, but no, it's kind of different to that. But it's a very sort of adult animated series. There are 2 people in it who are English, the sort of the token Englishman, if you like. There's me and David Firth, who does the salad fingers.
Nice.
Advert. So yeah, I play a character called Dr. Good, who is not good. He's not good at all.
So, bit lost in translation. Should have been Dr. Evil, but then someone had already stolen that.
Dr. Incompetent would have been.
Iquel saying, isn't that also the name of a Limp Bizkit album? Yes, it is. I can confirm that. They released an album called Golden Cobra that no one bought. It's mad. I grew up with an Amiga, but there was a huge world of games I know little about. I think that's the scary thing. There's so many games that still to this day we will not know about. Dr. Goodhead, that's something else. Yes.
Yeah, that's something else tragic.
That is certainly something else. Yeah. Shall we quack? Shall we quack on with the show?
Quack if you want.
Yeah. Paul says looking forward to Timeless and catching up. I agree. Even though it will probably drive me mad like it normally does. So let's put this on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our 228th show. Jesse says, ducks to you. Yes. Ducks to be you. It does duck to be me. We are talking about such games as Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game. Grounded 2 hits early access. And for all you Ninja Gaiden fans, we have another Ninja Gaiden big game coming out later in the year. But to scratch that itch, we have got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound as well. We'll also be talking about the fact that Sony are suing Tencent over a game that is very questionable. And also the fact that you want to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 in America, it's probably a good time because if you were going to buy a Switch, it's going to cost you more. More of that later. Let's crack on with our first game. There are Ninja Gaiden fans. Yes, there are, Dave. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. DC Flake says, friend that I gave all my pirated Amiga games to still hasn't found a cow postman. Cow postman?
Bloody cow postman. That's an Amiga game which nobody seems to have, well, very few people have heard of. I think it was like a PD thing.
Yeah, I'd not heard of that.
Back in the day.
Really
I had it, my friend Barry had it from Barshans.
Yes.
And we've not been able to trace a copy of it anywhere. And that's rare for Amiga stuff. I was convinced it was on a magazine, but it wasn't at all. So if anybody's got a working copy of Cow Postman, send it over. I've been sent 2 copies by people. One disc was just knackered, and the other one had been wiped over with saves for a game called Captive, which is a very good game. But,
damn. That's annoying. Gonna have to search those car boots and gaming fairs and see if we can find it. Jenny, good evening. Hello. Daxtron, hello. He says, see you next bloody week. Yes, Daxtron. That is 12 months at tier 1 and been subscribed for 14 months in total. Thank you so much. DC Flake says, no luck in my collection. Sorry. When you said Cow Postman, I almost immediately thought of Maelstrom on the Spectrum.
Oh, man. That's one of the
Michael
first
Nasty.
games I ever streamed for some reason.
I love that game.
Yeah, it's nice to hear somebody else who's heard of it, to be honest.
Yeah. I love that. Postman Michael Nasty in his van with the rockets that came out. And you could just run everyone over.
Yeah.
Nice.
One day I will finish that game, but I never did. And I played it for hours and hours and hours and never finished it. But there you go. Right. So, first game tonight. Lord of the Rings games. They're a bit of a thing, aren't they? Back in the day, they used to be good. But does anyone remember that game with Gollum that came out?
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Spicy.
So the question is, this next Lord of the Rings game, will it be a Gollum or will it be a Shadow of Mordor kind of game? We'll find out. This came out last Tuesday on PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S, and 1, and Nintendo Switch. And this is something a little bit different because this is Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game. Cozy Lord of the Rings coming up after this trailer.
Tales of the Shire, available now.
Well, that looks dull as fuck.
That looks like the
Like
most
most cozy
pandemic
games, though.
lockdown game ever, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
really does.
It could probably do with a lockdown to actually make people want to play it, I think.
Yeah. People are saying so. Animal Crossing, then. Jenny says
That is basically it.
Yeah, it looks cute. All right, Dave. Before I take the mick out of this, please do explain what this game is.
Yeah, so this is a cozy game, much in the vein of Animal Crossing, as has been mentioned. It is obviously Lord of the Rings themed. You get to make your own little hobbit up, and you move to a place called Bywater, where you've got to make friends with the other people and help. I think improve the village to make it get classed as a village in the wider Hobbiton world. You'll get to this general sort of things you do in these games with cooking, gardening, fishing, all that sort of stuff. Get to decorate your little hobbit hole. Don't think you can actually change the sort of layout of your house though, but you can just decorate it. So a little bit limited in some respects. You can only decorate the place. I think that is one of the things that sort of is a bit problematic in it. It's not particularly deep in all the things that you can do. They're all a little bit sort of lightweight, really. It's all quite basic, which I think is letting you down. You want a little bit more depth in these things to sort of keep you coming back to it, keep you playing. But if it's just a bit too repetitive over and over again, you're going to get bored of it fairly quickly, which is what I've seen quite a few people say about it. Bugs have also been mentioned, but one of the reviewers I saw said that some were getting patched out at the end of the review process, so it might be getting improved in that way. But I don't think it's quite as bad as Gollum, but it's not reaching the highs of the Shadow of Mordor, like was mentioned earlier. So it's sitting somewhere in between at the moment, this one.
So Gilfly's actually bought a copy of this and been playing it over the weekend. But they said that, Gilfly said massive Lord of the Rings fans, so they're enjoying it. Other people are just like, and it's got delayed multiple times, and they expected more from this. So we'll see. I won't start reading out scores, and I'll explain why people are putting scores in chat in a minute. But Stuart, your first thoughts on this cozy bit of Lord of the Rings action?
Well, I know somebody who's a big fan of these sort of weird, I don't know what you call them, chore simulators. It sounds like the game is all about doing the things I'm trying to actually avoid doing in my actual house. But yeah, he quite likes Lord of the Rings. Likes quite a lot, actually. Quite likes his games. He said it was just boring. He said there just wasn't much to it. You're just sort of clicking on things, and then, yeah, there's no, well, as Dave said, very little depth. That was his thought on it. So I was quite pleased because you've only got to change one letter to change it to Tales of the Shite, and that's funny. So I'm quite pleased it's not good for that reason.
So, on that note, folks, we don't review. I like that, but it's very hobbity. So it may, ladies and gentlemen, it may be shite, but it's very hobbity. So at least that's something. We don't review the games on this show. However, I scour the internet to find all the different scores from across all different websites, such as GameSpot, Eurogamer, IGN, Metacritic, to name a few, GamerRanks, etc., and turn it into an average score. And then that way, you lot in chat and our guests and Dave can guess. So this is why numbers are appearing. If you guess correctly, you'll get a shout out for your channel on this very show. And you can have halves and whole numbers. So I'm going to jump back up and see what people are saying. Let's have a look. Drawn Unicycle saying a 7. I reckon it's going to get 7. Okay. Let's go down. Danker 5.5. Gozzo 5.5. LeBraze 6. Purely on franchise value. Commissaire Lu Fang says 4, I think. So we've got very different scores here. Jenny 7. Paul says a 4. Guildfly says I am going to say 7 because the Switch version looks shit. Good evening, Fury. Good to see you. Hello and 5. Well, get your scores in the chat. Since Sophie isn't here, it falls to me to make the Mag is a Hobbit joke. Thank you, LeBraze. At least we're keeping with theme. Thank you. And as you said, that Sophie appeared. So, oh dear God, I'm going to get that twice. Iquel, 4 looks about as appealing as Ring Sting after a particularly strong Vindaloo. This is really dividing our community. But Dave, what do you reckon this got?
I think I'll try a 5.5.
5.5. So you're going with what Gozzo and Danker are saying. Guildfly says, Hobbit's a cool mag. Take this as a win, dude. I mean, thanks. Mag looks small. Sophie, again, thanks. You're a humble servant. You clearly are, LeBraze. Thanks for that. Stuart, what do you think this might have got?
5.5 is a good shout. I'm going to go a little bit higher just because they're always kind to these things.
Okay.
Or do I go a little bit lower?
Oh.
No, they're always bloody kind. I'm going to say 6.
Going for a 6. Okay, 6 out of 10. Kindred says a 5.5 as well. Do you feel left out? You're the only one with hair. I mean,
and without glasses.
True. I mean, I've
only got these for the blue light blocking at the minute.
See, that's good.
I don't really need them. But...
Good. They're good. I actually broke my glasses in South America on the last event. Right at the end of the last event, I went to put them on. The thing snaps off, and I went, "Bollocks!" They survived 2 weeks of this, and then just.
At least it was at the end.
It was.
Yeah, at the start. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really funny because I was doing an event on Saturday, and I can still put them on, but obviously there's no side down one side, and people looking at me going, "How's he wearing glasses if there's no thing?" And it just balances perfectly. So there you go. But they do look odd. So I think a trip to Specsavers, I go, or my local optician. Other options are available. When will I get reminded on how small Mag is in person? When you see me next week at said event. Are there any good blue light filters on specs? Ashens asks Skillfly.
Yes, I've had to wear them pretty much most of the time since I got a second large monitor. I don't know why, but that has made me headachy if I don't have blue light blocking glasses. But these ones are like varifocal things because I now need them for sort of up close stuff. So it's normal here, but if I held up this thing and I can go, Oh, I could read that more easily. It's good getting old, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
Yeah.
I can't see past the ring light after that. It's just a blur. There you go. Sophie says you need them to see me because I'm that small.
Yeah.
Thanks, Soph. DC Flake says predicting Ace magazine gave it 658.
Good old Ace. Yeah.
Oh, gotta love it. I'm not old. I'm 21. I'm not old. I'm 45. Just saying. So, folks, if you haven't got your scores in the chat, now's the time to do so. This is Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, S1, and Switch. And if you haven't got a score in the chat, you're going to have to be quick because this, on average, scored a 5 out of 10.
Oh, I should have gone lower.
Yeah, should have gone lower.
Should have gone
5
lower.
out of 10. And I'll tell you why, because most of the people that reviewed it, I think Metacritic it's close to a 6. I think it's close to a 6. But IGN gave it a 4 out of 10, and GameSpot gave it out of 4 out of 10, and there was quite a few that were quite scathing reviews. But it kind of balanced out. So it's pretty bland. It's pretty boring. But Guildfly's enjoying it, and that's all that matters. So there you go. So I hope you're enjoying it. But literally no one said 5. Did anyone say 5 in the chat? I don't think anyone did. Oh, Fury did. Yes, well done, Fury. Well done. Well done. I like that. LeBray says, Mag isn't even that small. Don't believe the propaganda. Thank you. And Sophie, screw you. Saying that my age is old. Thank you. Moving on to our second game. Grounded was a runaway success when it came to Xbox and PC. It was basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in the back garden. And obviously, as we know, it was one of the games that Xbox basically sent over to PlayStation. But now we get the newest game, but in its early access form. This is out on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and it's also available through Game Pass, I believe. This is Grounded 2 Early Access, which came out last Tuesday. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
I told you, you can't run from me, you foul beast! No! With new flexible legs, the yoke girth action figure can ride anything!
Breaking news. There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will and left to fight for their survival in the backyard of a deranged scientist. Formerly evil company Ominent Practical Technologies was set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle, and Dr. Tully when an explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenagers' current whereabouts are also unknown.
You gotta keep them separated.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
Yes, there is a comic thing with arachnophobia mode that they did in the first game. They're now doing it in this one, but apparently it's almost scarier because how comical it makes the spiders look. But yes, for anyone who wasn't familiar with Grounded, and now we've got the sequel in early access, please do tell us, Dave, what Grounded 2 is all about.
Yeah, well, this is as you mentioned, pretty much Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in game form, but it's moving the action from the backyard of the first game out to like a park for the second game. And it's doing what any good sequel should do. It's improving on all the systems that they had in the previous games. So it's just refining things, making things work better, adding more depth to them. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like they've done a pretty good job so far. It is early access, so you haven't got the full park to play through. But apparently what's there's like 20 odd hours, 30 hours of gameplay you can get out of it at the moment. So there's a good amount there. And of course, over the next year or more, however long their roadmap's going to be, they'll obviously add more to it and give you more things to do. But otherwise, it's just an massive improvement on the previous game. Get in there with a few of your mates, ride around on spiders or ants, and have a good time killing loads of insects. I think it does look pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't mind the first game. I played it a couple of times. I streamed it when it first came out, and it was actually responsible for blowing up one of my laptops because the laptop couldn't handle it. But there you go. Does it have a licensed soundtrack? I have no idea, but I'll probably get DCMA'd for that shit that we just played. Even though I do love The Offspring, but we'll sort it out with Twitch. We always do. I just put an appeal in and just press any button and it seems to clear it. So I'm sure we'll be fine. For those watching on catch up, if not, this bit will still be silent. Stuart, your thoughts?
I don't know. I've never played the first one. And there's not a whole lot of. It's a very sort of here's the feel of it trailer as opposed to what it is sort of trailer. So I presume they're assuming you're familiar with the first one. Is it survival sort of stuff?
Survival crafting.
Yeah,
that type of game. Build a base up, invite your mates around to your base, that sort of thing.
Have a cup of tea.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Yeah.
Kill some insects.
I've got about as much interest in those as I do in the history of the Norwegian concrete industry. So probably not a game for me, but it looked nice. I quite like the graphic style. It's pretty
It looks a graphical improvement, and the fact that you can actually ride ants and spiders to places because you couldn't do that in the first game is a nice little touch. It looks all right. It's not really got my interest. I know some people again. It's like the look of this, so we'll see. If I can't make friends with ladybirds, I'm not interested. I mean, that would be a good thing. Let's have a look what people are saying. Get your scores in now, chat, for this Grounded 2 early access edition, which means it's not the finished game, so it can be buggy or whatever. Commissar Lu Fang says 7 for the trailer, but 6 for the game. Trailer was good, I'm not going to lie. John Unisoccer says, I'm going to throw another 7 because I've got no idea. Paul James, 7. LeBraze, 7. Sophie says, me and Tim just attracted a wolf spider to our base on Grounded 1, and we can't get rid of it. Damn. Okay, yeah. That's the stuff of nightmares. Guildfly, 7.5. Danker, 7.5. Stuart is throwing shade at genuine Slav part. Oh, God. Anyway, 7.5, says Gozzo. We won't go down that route. Stuart, I'll start with you. What do you reckon?
I haven't got a bloody clue. So it's incomplete, but what is there is finished, so to speak. So
in a way, yes.
I'm going to say 8.
Okay, going for an 8. iQuell says
guess.
That's absolutely fine. iQuell says, hey, Norwegian concrete industry is a fascinating subject and its bad rep is undeserved. Good for you. Kindred, 7.5. Dave, what say you?
I'll try 7.5.
Going for 7.5. Okay, last chance, folks. This is Grounded 2 in early access, whatever you want to call it. Jenny says an 8. This came out last Tuesday on PC and Xbox Series X and S, and you can play it for free on Game Pass if you don't really want to part money in because it's early access. Really, you shouldn't really part money. Let's be honest. My opinion. If there's no other scores in the chat, I can tell you that for early access, this is a good sign because even though it can crash and it can be a bit stuttery and there's bugs and that's the point of playing early access, this gets a 7.5 out of 10. So that's a good start. So hopefully that means good things for the final game. I wish I was a slime. Hello, having fun with friends. 8.5. My ween is obsessed with the first one. I really hope this one lives up to the first. I mean, good luck to your ween. That probably doesn't sound weird whatsoever. But everyone who said 7.5, congratulations. Dave, you said 7.5.
I did.
We're going to give a lot of shout outs to lots of people. Review said too many bugs. They didn't seem to understand the point of the game. Correct. DC Flake. So How would you like your first shout out, Dave? Because Dave is not a streamer, so those who don't know, so we have to do shout outs in different ways. But how would you like?
Let's start you off with some spinning on your chair.
Spinning on the chair, the good old thing. Make sure I'm not twatting anything, because I twatted my knee last week.
Yeah, check for instructions.
Here we go. Right, here we go. I'll press that button as well. That doesn't make the chair spin. I just needed to press that button. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Dave!
Very
Jazz
nice.
hands. There you go.
Beautiful.
Nice and easy.
Beautiful.
Extra bit of flair at the end. Very
Bit of flair, yeah. Start that song. Congratulations to everyone else who got it right. Their shout outs are going out in the chat right now. So first news story. This is an interesting one. I didn't know much about this until last week. Sony are suing Tencent over a new game that is due to come out. We have not got a date for this game. This game is called Light of let me get this right. Light of Mortrion, I think, is the correct way of pronouncing this. And when you look at the artwork, we're not going to show the artwork because we also do not want to get sued. You kind of go,
look it up secretly.
Looks like Horizon. Do you know what? Maybe I can. Well, looks like Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn. And then you actually see footage of the game and you go, there's a red-haired protagonist. And she's got a weapon that looks very similar. And there's these dinosaur creatures that are made out like robots. And wait, hang on, this is Horizon. What the flipping hell is going on? So, Sony are suing Tencent for multiple copyright infractions. Locations look the same. The machines look the same. The protagonist looks the same. Even the logo font is the same.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Which is insane. So, how has this happened? Back in 2023, Tencent approached Sony to do an IP for a Horizon game. And Sony said no. So they then started to create this game, which is their version of Horizon. Then a lawsuit started, which has been quite quiet because they kept it fairly quiet. For then Tencent to turn around and go, oh, we're sorry. A bit like South Park, we're sorry. We're so sorry. But does that mean we can now get the deal to get commissioned for a Horizon game? And Sony said, oh, fuck no. And have continued to sue them. And they're basically saying they're basically going to sue for every aspect. And I believe for each little infringement, they are suing for $150,000. So for the logo, that's $150,000. For the character, it's $150,000. For each location, it's $150,000 each. Every little aspect is going to cost them over $150,000. It is going to be insane. So this is what the whole thing. I'm going to have a look. I want to get Dave's opinion. I'll get Stuart's opinion. If I can get the logo up without getting in trouble, I will show you very quickly. So what are our thoughts about this? Let's start with Dave and then I'll speak to Stuart. And hello, Games Guru. Good to have you here.
Well, you look at some of the screenshots, which you can find on Steam for anyone who's interested. There's a Steam page for it, and there's definitely, I think probably all of them. You could easily mistake them for Horizon. There's especially one like showing a couple of characters fighting against a big mechanical, like elephant. By the look of it, and you would think that's Horizon if you
I'm going to
play that game. No question about it.
I'm going to bring the screenshot up here. Here we go.
I believe it's meant to be a different type of game. It's meant to be a survival crafting game, but in a world of mechanical dinosaurs. But it really is far too close for comfort. And considering that most AAA publishers will see you if your game name is even remotely close to anything of their brands, I don't know what Tencent were thinking. Releasing these screenshots and footage of the game, and not expecting Sony to be a little bit pissed off and immediately go to their lawyers.
Yeah, they're even hiding it. It's shameless. It's look. This is the art box artwork, and this looks exactly like the front cover of the Horizon games. Honest thought is this had been done because they saw Power World not losing their case, so they thought they could do it too. Could be true because we were talking about Power World on the show last week. I'm going to try and find something else. Stuart, your thoughts on this because this is pretty shocking.
Yes, I mean that's about as blatant as you can get, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Horizon Zero North or whatever is just absolutely, yeah. I mean, surely they have no leg to stand on. I suppose it depends how it legally goes, doesn't it? Because Tencent being a Chinese company would be hard to approach generally, but now they do so much business outside of China. I suppose that's where it comes in.
Yeah.
It depends where the judge is based and that kind of stuff, doesn't it?
That is, it's a bit of a tricky one, but yeah, I think they're definitely riding on the Power World coattails because they thought, oh, Power World are not getting totally sued by Nintendo. Saying not totally sued. Remember to use Edge in your game's name. Yes, that's the thing that we've learned from today. They'll make the money back on the next Assassin's Creed. It'll be fine. Will they? I thought that was Ubisoft.
Yeah, but then Ubisoft made a new holding company and Tencent got a portion.
Oh,
of that.
yeah, of course they have. Because they've sold a load of the shares off. Oh, God, yeah, they will. Well, you say that, but I don't know. Will they make the money back? Assassin's Creed's not been selling that great. I think the precedent has been set to be cheeky copycats. I've never played a Horizon game. I know it's like the biggest thing in gaming now, but I've never played either of them. I've got both of them, ironically. I've never played it. In China,
singing game, they're just okay.
Yeah. In China, there aren't copyright laws. There are copyright suggestions. Could this be a subject for another timeless keynote? Well, we'll see how the court case pans out, and we'll see if we can get anyone on for next year's show. Maybe. I also wanted to bring up lots of. Oh no, they were replying to someone else, so I'm not going to bring that comment up. But there you go, folks. As we know more about these court cases, because we were talking about the Power World court case last week, we will let you know. But this is clearly an absolute. The trailer is still available to watch of the game, and then you kind of look at it and go, okay, it's slightly less Horizon, but it's 80% Horizon. But it's there. So go check it on YouTube. I won't play it because I don't want to get done for that. But there you go. We will tell you more as and when I will say that again, as and when we know more. So there you go. Let's move on to our next game. Something a little bit more chill, something a little bit calming. Ever wondered what would happen if you got a word game and a load of birds? Well, here you go, because this is Birdigo, which is a bird word game. Beautiful poetry.
Birdigo. It is a word game about migrating birds. PC Gamer called it, quote, my new favorite word game. In Birdigo, you play letter cards to make words. Along the way, you build your deck, trigger combos, and guide your flock.
Each round, you get dealt 7 letter cards. Make a word, score points, and migrate to the next stopover.
Feather cards change the rules, while song cards change the letters. Choose to go on a risky egg hunt to get a forever upgrade, or maybe lose it all.
It plays great typing on a keyboard or on a Steam Deck.
It's super fun. It's challenging but not stressful. It's Wordle with cute pudgy birds. Birdigo is out now on Steam for Mac, PC, and Steam Deck. Try it today.
People are not loving this. So I thought Tale of the Shite was going to be the worst game tonight. It's an edutainment title. I know I'm going to love this. See, Dan, because so some people are liking this, some people aren't. Dave, tell us a little bit more about Birdigo, the bird word game.
I think your love for this will depend on how much you like word games. Yeah, I mean, if you like stuff like Wordle or Scrabble, then yeah, it's probably right up your alley. For people who hate word games, with a fiery passion like me, never like them. I won't be getting anywhere near it. But that is what the game is. It is a word-based roguelike with deck build elements thrown in, because you can see in the trailer they had those cars that were going to let you sort of mix things up. And they're just putting it on top of a little bird migration, little sort of thing where you just follow their paths. And I think probably the more points you get from making the words and the little stopovers, the further the birds can migrate. So they get higher scores as soon as they'll reach their migration points. So not my type of game, because I it's word games, but for people who love them, I can see. Some people happy to spend hours playing this.
I think this is the thing. It's one of those games like, do you remember when we talked about Balatro on this show and everyone said, what's this piece of shit? And everyone in chat was slagging it off. I'm going to say now, everyone's slagging it off. And then it got a 9 out of 10 on the show and become one of the best games of last year. Yeah, you'll remember that, you haters, don't you? I'm going to say, I'm not dissing you. If you don't like Balatro, it's fine. I've never played it.
I haven't either.
But this could be another one of those, because okay, the trailer's not the greatest, but I could see that this could get really addictive. I've got that feeling that it could be like that. You know, that's the thing. But then again, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. So we shall see. Stuart, your thoughts on the bird word game?
Yeah, I was watching it. I sort of felt like it seems like somebody just thought, can we do Wordle and stick some stuff on it so it looks different? How about birds? Here we go. And then they basically say that near the end of the actual trailer. It's just like, oh, all right then. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind a word. I don't mind an occasional octurtle. That's doing 8 Wordles at once. It's weird. But I don't know if I'd want to sit there playing that for a long period of times. Probably not my sort of thing.
Yeah. Danker said apparently it's only £7.22, so he's know what he's going to buy to play on the coach journey to Timeless next week. But then Kindred suggested alcohol as a better option. And I think
why not both?
Yeah, both. Why not alcohol and Birdigo? This is the perfect stuck at a coach station at 1 a.m. game. Yeah, see, it's found its market. I wish they would stop with roguelites and move on to the next flavour of the month. I mean, Japanese RPG, anyone that's been going on for years, and that was the flavour of the month. Ever since we've done this.
Keep coming up with new ideas as we keep doing them, like they do for every genre.
Yeah.
It'll never die.
No, it'll never die, unfortunately. Let's see what scores people are putting in chat. Danka, 8.5. He's going high with this one. Legendary JL, 7. Paul James, 7.5. Commissaire Lu Fang, 4. Gozzo, 8.5. LeBraze, 6.5. We're all over the place with this one. iQuail, 7. Dave, we'll start with you. What do you reckon?
I feel like it's probably going to get a high score. I'll try an 8.
Going for an 8.
Let's see.
I love Sophie's honesty. I have no idea what we're talking about. Jenny agrees with you, Dave. An 8. Stuart?
I'm going to go in at 7 for no particularly good reason whatsoever.
Okay, just going for it. iQuail's going for a 7. You're going for a 7. Jenny's going for an 8. Dave's going for an 8. Last chance, folks. This is Birdigo, the bird word game, which came out last Wednesday on PC and Mac. I wish I was a slime, says a 6. Kindred says, I'll say an 8. Any more for any more? If not, I'm going to press that button. But some of you are literally probably going to shit yourselves because this so far, and it's not very difficult because we've had one really average game and one all right game. It's the high scoring game of the week so far. 8.5 out of 10.
Wow.
Kindred says, I'll say an 8, but I'll give it a 2. There you go. Jenny also says, hashtag Team Dave forever. Well, he was close. He was 0.5 out. And so were you, Jenny. So there's a couple of people got 8.5. Gozzo and Danker, who are resident high scorers at this. They don't always get them all right because they didn't get the first one right, but they got loads right, so they're doing all right. I'd give it a 2, says DC Flake. I'd probably give it a 6, me personally, but there you go. But yeah, 8.5. So let's get a shout out for those two guys. Congratulations. And we will swiftly move on. What I will say is, for all the people that are getting the shout outs, please do give them a follow because they take the time to sit here and watch this show that we do week in, week out. So we'd greatly appreciate if you give them a follow as well and send the love back. So that'd be, there we go. Jenny says bribes were paid. Clearly. Moving on. Now, this was a game that we did say. We've got a brand new, earlier in the year, there was an Xbox showcase and they announced that a brand new Ninja Gaiden game is coming out in the autumn. I can't wait for it. I'm really looking for supply. Hopefully we will cover it on this channel. We know we'll cover it on TNGC, but definitely going to be playing that. But to keep you going for a little bit of time, they have brought out a new side-scrolling retro version of Ninja Gaiden, and this is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which came out on Thursday for PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. Let's have a look at the trailer for this, and I'm not going to lie, I do like the look of this one. I do like the look of this. iQual says, I've been playing this game this week. I'm loving it. If I can fit it into the schedule for August, I'm going to try because it looks pretty good. Gozzo's like, I am ready for this one. Well, let's have a look. Let's see how ready you are after we play the trailer for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I love that. That looked great. Grand Designs of 4, good evening. Says, seems odd timing with Shinobi recent releasing. Well, this came out literally last week, which was the end of July. Shinobi comes out at the end of August. So, competition. DC Flake says, looks like a PSP game. Yes, but it looks like a bloody good PSP game, in my opinion. Anyway, is it a Metroidvania? Well, the only person who can answer that is Mr. David Jones. Dave, tell us more about this game.
You know, it's not a Metroidvania. It's just a 2D hack and slash platformer. So it's a bit of a spiritual successor to the old sort of NES era Ninja Gaiden games, and it looks pretty decent. I like the retro sort of pixel art graphics. Soundtrack looked pretty cool. It looked like it's got some pretty tight platforming and combat. The usual protagonist, was it Ryu Hayabusa? He's in this one. He's I guess off doing something else. So you're playing as two different ninjas in this one from rival clans who are trying to save their villages from demonic forces that have entered the world. But it looks like it should be a pretty decent game. So I think anyone looking for a bit of a retro platforming and hack and slash stuff, it looks pretty decent.
It does, yeah. Any game that you can bounce a motorbike on someone's head gets a win by me.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, Stuart, your thoughts on this little gem?
I've seen a streamer play this for a little bit, and it did look very good. Looked like very tight controls, a lot of fun, a lot of little bits of attention to detail. Nice art style, lovely animations, good sound of music, and blah blah blah. Everything looked good. That is my thought.
Okie dokie. Well, let's see what people are saying in chat. Let's scroll up. Let's see what scores we got. Drawn Unicycle says 9. Don't even need the trailer. Sold. Boom. Jenny 9. Paul 9. Definitely one for me. Danka, got to go with 8.5 again. Commissar Liu Fang 8. Yeah, you're right. The other ninja's probably doing Ninja Gaiden 4, which comes out in a couple of months' time, so that's probably why. Gozzo 8.5. Is it overly difficult? I've heard it's very challenging, but in a good way. Like, not like I'm going to smash my controllers that way, but is no way is it as hard as the NES ones. We'll have to see. Fury says, brilliant game. It's a 9 all day long, but cheeky how Sega dropped the demo for Shinobi Art of Vengeance the same week. Especially more so, both developers worked on the brilliant Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage 4 was excellent. So they worked on that. iQuail, 9. Jenny says, no, my luck, it's probably gone and got a 4 or something. Well, we'll see. Stuart, what do you reckon? We'll start with you.
I reckon it's going to be high. I'm going in at 8.5.
8.5. Okay. Yeah. Dave, what say you?
I'll try a 9.
Going for a 9. Kindred said, didn't see the trailer, 8.5. The bosses are difficult. The rest is pretty forgiving on a normal difficulty. So that should be good fun. Okay, so 9 from Dave, 8.5 from Stuart. Any more, folks? This is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. And I can tell you that this did very well as well. But it's just as equally good as Birdigo, because this got an 8.5.
Hey.
So, Stuart, congratulations.
I got one.
Can we get a shout out for Stuart, for his Patreon, for his YouTube, for his Twitch channel? He's on Wednesdays and Sunday nights. I was watching last night. I didn't say hello in chat, but I was watching because you were going through the VHS covers and everything last night, which was good. So go check him out if you haven't. And if you already have, then just go watch more of him, because why not? It's cool. Well done to everyone else that said as well. Kindred, well done. You get a shout out. Gozzo, well done. You got it right as well. Danka, you got it right as well. There you go. A lot of you at 9, so very close. It's all those at 9, very, very close. I think if it just got a couple more reviews, that would have tipped it to a 9. But at the time, as I will state, at the time of writing the show, which was very late this afternoon, I'm not going to lie, it was sitting on an average of an 8.5. So congratulations to all of you. Let's move on to our next news story. So prices of games has been a controversy, especially with the fact that we've had one of the most expensive Nintendo games ever, Mario Kart World, come out a couple of months ago. And now everyone's saying, oh, well, GTA 6 is probably going to cost you 150 quid or whatever, or, you know, when it comes out in 2030 or whatever it comes out. But we have seen the game prices rise just generally. However, a company who are normally known as money-grabbing bastards, Electronic Arts, have basically turned around and put out a statement after their financial quarter was done. And they said, we are not going to be putting out $80 games or £70 games for now. That's the bit you got to see for now. They said they don't want to change the price of their games. They're going to keep their game for the price. Andrew Willman, the CEO, basically stated it. He says he doesn't think that they're in the market for putting out games that are worth that price. They are quite happy with the prices they put out for things like college football. We've got Madden coming out soon. You're going to have the new FIFA, which has been announced, FIFA 26, etc. So they're going to still do that. But I think there's a couple of reasons here, because some people are worried because the prices of games are going up. But when you look at EA, you go, well, they don't need to put the price of their games up because bloody microtransactions everywhere.
Hey.
I thought this is a clever way of trying to make themselves look good and people forgetting about the microtransactions. But no, come on. Seriously, EA, we haven't forgot. At least we forget. So, yeah, but at least, you know, if you're going to get the new FIFA or something, you're not going to have to pay 70 quid for it, which I would say would be a bit of a rip-off because we know those games have been on a bit of decline because we were talking about this, how college football's become a massive success and they didn't bring that out for like 16 years. They're now doing that new basketball game, which they haven't done for like 13 years. But everything else, like Madden and FIFA, has suffered. So this might be a good thing. Your thoughts, gentlemen? Again, we'll start with Dave and then see what chat's saying and see what Stuart says.
Yeah, they're probably just looking at what the market is like and what people are sort of saying, and obviously getting the vibe that people don't want to pay stupid amounts for new games because it will start pricing some people out of it. You know, I mean, even like £70 for a new game on Xbox or PlayStation is going to be too much for some people. I know you're always going to get some who are happy to drop like 100 plus on like deluxe editions for the extra crap in those, or more for the collector's ones with the stat sheet going your shelves behind you. There's always people who are willing to pay that, but I think your average consumer, you're going to hit a point where some of the games just don't seem worth the price. I mean, Microsoft recently walked back Outer Worlds 2 because they originally said that was going to be like, the £80. That's gone back down to the normal price. But that was the sort of game, got to be honest, even at 70, I don't think it's worth that price, but definitely not at 80.
Yeah, I like the look of that game. That would put me off.
Yeah, definitely. It looks more like, 40, 50 you'd consider paying for that. So I think if they keep putting game prices up, people are going to get really, really picky. There'd only be some that you spend that amount on. Most of the people would start waiting for sales or going like eBay for second hand.
Yeah.
Assuming physical's still around, hopefully.
I think this is the thing. And obviously, as you pointed out, something that EA did state was if you want to pay more for games, you can get your special editions, your early access editions where you get 4 days ahead, blah, blah, blah. You can pay that if you want. But the EA is saying we're giving you options, is what their defense is. Obviously, the Battlefield 6 trailer came out. Also from EA, no one is going to pay that for Battlefield, which does content in-game purchases, as the trailer had slap bang mentioned at the beginning. But at least they stated it. FIFA should come out every 2 to 3 years with DLC to update the roster for those who care. I think that's a good idea. I think that makes more sense. But they're money-grabbing bastards, so they probably wouldn't do that. Stuart, your thoughts on this? Hey, look at us. We're not putting our prices up. But
that's exactly what it feels like to me. Oh, look, we're not charging you anymore. Anyway, if you want to have a hat in this game, it's £45. If you don't have a hat, your character dies of food poisoning in 3 minutes from starting. You know exactly what it's like. And then you got monthly subscriptions and shit as well. And I don't trust you, EA. I don't trust you.
No, it's not. Yeah. I think they're just trying to make themselves look good because maybe they're just about to bring out a really shit Battlefield and FIFA game. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. The Battlefield looks all right, but there you go. Also helps them to drive Game Pass members, most EA games under up there. Yeah, because EA Play, if you've got Game Pass Ultimate, EA Play's part of it anyway, so you get the games anyway. And it's Xbox Golden Handshake, so that's very true. That's very true. But, let's see. I have no idea what GTA 6 will cost at all, if and as when it lands or whatever. I don't know. We will have to see. But there you go. Speaking of things that are not overpriced, ladies and gentlemen, there's an event that will be taking place next week, believe it or not. You have no idea what it's called. It's a thing that's taking place in Liverpool. The tickets are quite cheap, especially if you've got a code, because you could use a certain gentleman's code to get a discount off that. And if you have no idea what we're talking about, let's play this video for what is potentially going to be the penultimate time. Here goes. Hi, I'm Middle-Aged Gamer Guy, and I'm very excited to announce that Timeless 2025 is coming to Liverpool here at the Cairns Brewery. Yes, folks, it will be Timeless next week. And as JL says, I'm eager to know the schedule. Well, for you, sir, let's make that happen, because I announced this on the podcast I was on this morning because it was broadcast live. This will be going out on social media. Probably by Wednesday, we'll be on the website. But people are very, very patiently sitting and saying, so what is actually going on at Timeless? So we are actually going to do a reveal right now, ladies and gentlemen, as I share my screen to all you wonderful people. And you can see what is taking place at this wonderful event with all the timings. Now, for those who know, if you are a content creator or a VIP ticket holder, and there are literally 5, hello, Another Planet TV, how you doing? There are literally 5 VIP tickets left, believe it or not. I think there might be 4 before the end of this, because I know someone else was getting one. Don't be fooled. It's just a very elaborate plan to kidnap me from America. Yes, but also this. If you're going to the VIP night, that is 7 p.m. Hello, Amanda. How you doing, lovely? 7 p.m. the night before, Tuesday the 12th. If you are a content creator, or you are a VIP ticket holder, or you've been invited by moi or someone else, you can basically turn up and come and meet the wonderful Mr. Jason Bradbury from the Gadget Show, who will be doing a talk, because they have finished filming the film that he launched at Timeless last year, and he will be showing you some wonderful clips. And you can basically then give your opinions on these clips, because your opinion will help form the final film. So you'll get to see clips that no one else has seen before. We'll also get a few words from our sponsors. And you can meet all our other wonderful guests. All the team from What Culture will be there that night. All the people from the Tomb Raider panel. So if you want to get your selfies and everything else in early, you can see them, because they will be there standing at the bar. Food and drink will be available from the bar as well, so that you can basically check that out. But here is the main schedule for the main day. If you turn up on the VIP night, you can get your VIP bags and your wristbands early, which means when we open the doors at 10 a.m. for VIPs, content creators and press, if you've already got your wristband, you can walk straight in at 10 o'clock. You don't even have to queue. This is the amazing thing we've done. You walk straight in. The arcade will be open, because there's a free floor arcade there, and all the rooms will be open and all the exhibitors will be there. 11 o'clock is for all of the ticket holders. Unfortunately, if you are VIP or content creator and you haven't collected your thing the night before, you will have to queue from 10. Sorry, that's just the way it is. Diddle-in, diddle-in, diddle-in. But there you go. However, main stage, 11:45. We'll talk about the main stage first. Also, I want to say thank you because a couple of people have followed, and I didn't say thank you. With cheese, thank you so much for the follow. There were some other people as well, but I'll say thank you in a minute. No queue is good. Got my VIP ticket ready. Let's go. One-handed gamer. Hello, sir. I'll be there Tuesday night. I've got my eyes on the Slopes quiz and Mario Kart World Tournament. So, main stage, 11:45, the opening ceremony, where you find out everything that's going on with yours truly. I will be on stage greeting everyone. We'll also introduce our charity for this year. They get to say a few words. And if you have no idea what's going on at the event, you will find out everything 11:45. At midday, we have got our What Culture panel. We have got Josh and Sai from What Culture, who are the current hosts of What Culture Gaming, along with the podcast. Also, with past What Culture hosts, Ash Millman and Scott Talisman, they will be there. So we've got people that are in What Culture and people who've worked for What Culture. They will be there next week, hosted by the wonderful Ashens right there. Our man there is hosting that panel. He now looks scared. So, oh dear, did we forget to tell him? Maybe. Followed at 1 o'clock by the first time we've ever done this. We are doing Mag's Jackbox Extravaganza. We are actually sponsored by Jackbox, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be giving away copies of Jackbox. You have to compete on the main stage to win copies of Jackbox. At 2 o'clock, we have got the always popular content creator panel hosted by the wonderful Big Fuzzy Yak. And we've got some wonderful content creators from TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. One of them is in the chat right now, the one-handed gamer. Let's go, Alex. They're going to share their stories, their highs, their lows, their content creation tips. If you want to try things you've never done. Also got one of the team from Studio 42, which is TikTok's biggest agency in the world. They are TikTok's biggest agency and they know what they're doing. So if you ever fancy getting on TikTok and looking for an agency, Tommy will be there from them as well on the panel, along with some other wonderful people. At 3 o'clock, back by popular demand, the wonderful Mr. DJ Slope is bringing DJ Slope's gaming quiz back. It was a huge success last year. There's another quiz for you to take part. 4:15, we are doing the making of Tomb Raider panel. We had Daryl Baxter on this very show. We have got people that worked on the Tomb Raider games, the first 6 Tomb Raider games, and Daryl, who wrote the book. They will be interviewed by the wonderful Paul Monahan, the editor of Pixel Addict magazine, and you can ask questions from the audience as well. So we've got all that. 5:30, the ever-popular cosplay parade. If you've turned up in cosplay, you can win some fabulous prizes. We'll be Jinx and her judges will be there. We'll do the whole cosplay parade. And we've got the Just Dance finals with the wonderful MZ Lee, as always, because Just Dance is a big part of it. And then in the evening, 7:30, we've got Greg and Daz from DigiNote Gaming doing a DigiNote Gaming quiz. Now, this is a quiz that not only involves the audience, because the lads from DigiNote Gaming were on the show a couple of weeks ago, but also some of our special guests. So the likes of Slopes, Stuart, What Culture will be competing against each other along with the audience, which is going to be pretty cool. So that will take you to 9 o'clock. But I'm going to jump back for a minute because for the first time ever, if you want to take part in any of the competitions that are on the challenge stage, you can sign up. You don't have just to turn up. You can sign up. So from 10 a.m., registration opens on the challenge stage. You can sign a form, say which competition. If you want to take part in all the competitions, put your name down. And then you will be randomly picked by a wonderful host, Jinx and the cosplayers, or the wonderful MZ Lee, or Kelt Brenny and Rowan. And we will be doing Super Smash Bros. At 12 o'clock, the Just Dance seats at 1 o'clock, Astrobot at 2 o'clock, the Super Mario Brothers Free Speed Run at 3 o'clock, Mario Kart World at 4 o'clock, EA Sports FC 25 doesn't cost you $80 at 5 o'clock. So we've got all those competitions on the challenge stage. And then at 9 o'clock, after all the main stages close down, we are going to be moving into the arcade where we are going to do some retro challenges where, yes, you can win some amazing prizes like hot dogs and beer because we'll have run out of prizes by that time, but we will buy you a pint if you win. And we're going to be doing Pac-Man on the giant Pac-Man machine on the ground floor. We're going to be playing Rampage and Guitar Hero, and then we're all going to pile to the bar at the arcade and kick back until they kick us out of the venue. So that's almost like an after party, but not as well thought out. So there you go. I like hot dogs and beer. Well, take part and you could win. The Tomb Raider panel sounds amazing. I'm the same age to the day as the first one, so it'd be nice to meet my creators. Exactly. Another Planet said, this is amazing. So excited for the Tomb Raider panel and the cosplay contest. Yes, and I've got to say, even though I have no say in the cosplay competition, if Another Planet somehow doesn't get recognized or wins a prize for their costume, because I've seen the pictures on X, I will be dumbfounded, because the Lara Croft / Butler cosplay is outstanding. That's all I'm going to say. And Chaotic, hello Chaotic, says her cosplay awesome, isn't it? So there is the running order for next week. More details will be sent out over the course of a couple of days. If you are VIPs and content creators, details of how to turn up to the VIP night will be sent to you. But that is it. I'm not talking timeless anymore until next week, because I have had enough of that. Let's get on with the show. And if you haven't got your tickets, for fuck's sake, buy them. There's hardly any left. Jesus, people, what's wrong with you? There you go. And if that wasn't a hard sell, I don't know what was. So there you go. Let's put that back on. Let's crack on, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just come out of this. Let's crack on with the show. But I do want to say thank you to With Cheese for the follow, Dart School for the follow. I Wish I Was a Slime for the follow. And apparently Jessica Fletcher did it. In no ways do I think that was Dave with an alt account. So there you go. Thank you so much. That's also, buy your tickets, everyone. Yes, please. It'd be greatly appreciated. And yes, I think your cosplay is going to be amazing. Ashens and Mag's panels interest me. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, you say that now, but...
yeah, but then you haven't seen the content.
Mag's one might be good, but...
yeah. Well, no, I was going to say Ashens is probably a good. Mine, yeah, but...
Wait, what is yours about, Mag?
Eh?
What is yours about?
Jackbox, apparently. That's all I know. I'll make it up on the spot. That's all I know about my panel. So there you go. Anyway, no Dave, honestly. Okay. You underestimate how dull I am, says LeBress. Oh, bless you. Oh, dear. Okay. Moving on with the show, folks. Let's move on to our next game. Something a little bit more horror. No, it's not. It's actually one of Stuart's regulars. Can Stuart confirm that?
Hang on. One of my regular what? You've confused me now.
Jessica Fletcher did it. Is apparently not.
Oh,
Dave.
yeah. Jessica Fletcher totally is, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It can't be Dave, because I believe Jessica Fletcher has a child, and we all know that Dave consumes his own young to gain more power. So they can't be the same person. Yeah.
I know, and he owes a debt to the Bucket Lord. So, but that's more lore that we're going into, which we don't need to do right now. Maybe that's what our panel, Stuart and my panel, will be next week. The Bucket Lord thing. Mag, did you see my message about staying near the venue? No. Sorry, I didn't. I've seen their name. Yeah. I apologize to Jessica Fletcher then. That's something I thought I would never do in my lifetime, but you know, but I apologize to Jessica Fletcher. I thought you was Dave, and I thought Dave was trying to con us, because you know it's Dave. I'll be glad to actually spend the day for a change. Last time I got there for 5 p.m. That's right, you did. You turned up later, didn't you, JL? But there you go. You can spend the day. I am not a hamster. I never said you were. Anyway, moving on. Bit of horror. Yay, Bucket Lord. This is a game that came out last Thursday on PC, and also has got someone that you may recognise from Baldur's Gate 3. That's all I'm going to say for that. Let's click on this trailer and have a look.
Hi, I'm Vinnie Monroe.
Hello, my name is Chase Lowry.
I am auditioning for a Duke Kane film.
I will do anything for this role.
Action. What's haunting you, Marion?
All of this.
Duke doesn't just make movies. He creates worlds.
He's always watching. Nothing escapes him.
And the way he pushes his actors, he is sculpting them into something bigger than themselves.
There's a party, Vinny, which I'd love for you to attend.
The magnum opus of the great genius Duke Kane.
Vinny, get out of there, please. Just pick up.
Magic of cinema is that it lets us peel back the skin, see the marrow of a man.
Don't believe what he says, Vinny.
What he hides.
You're trying to fuck up my career!
What he dreams.
No. Fuck this shit.
Let me in.
Answer your fucking phone!
Please tell me that you were not always like this.
I'm also going to say, Phantom says, Middle-aged gamer, I confirm I have 50 paracord people. She's made little people out of paracord. And she said, and your lovely stuff at Tamless. Any that are left over, do what with them. We might just throw them out to the audience or people who win stuff. Thank you so much, Phantom, for bringing those along. That's really greatly appreciated. People are loving this. Is it part FMV, this game? All the days. Looks like a game I won't play but would happily watch. Christ, Ben Starr again. That boy's quickly, and I mean quickly, becoming Britain's version of Troy Baker. That's true. Dave, tell us more about this. I like the look of this. I like my little horrors, but this does look good.
Yeah, it looks like it should be nice and creepy. This is set in a bit of a sinister Hollywood mansion. I think it's going to be owned by a Hollywood producer, and you've gone there to try and find your friend who I think went to a party at the mansion, hasn't been seen again. And so you've got to explore it and solve various puzzles in classic sort of survival horror style. It has got FMV to it, and I think what you're sort of seeing with the FMV is like auditions that people have done, for the producer who owns this mansion. And so what you're seeing there is going to help move the story along. But as was mentioned, there's a few famous people in this from the sort of voice acting scene. You've got Ben Starr in there, Neil Newborn, who played a star in Baldur's Gate 3, and numerous other ones as well. So there's quite a few people you might recognise when you play this. Looks like it should be nice and creepy. Don't think it's too long. I think it's around about the 4-hour mark.
Okay.
So not going to outstay its welcome.
Yeah.
For horror fans, there you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Looks all right. Stuart, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I like it. Obviously, Neil Newbond is good value for money. I like a bit of horror. It looks, I don't know, man. I like the idea that it's all about sort of the acting process, or perhaps more the directing process is interesting. Looks like it's going to get a bit surreal as well. I can't say much more than that from the trailer, but yeah, I would happily play through that, I think.
Yeah, I would as well. I think this looks good. This could be another one that gets put on the list for the Halloween selection of games for the whole of October. As we raise money for charity, as I basically shit my pants for 30 days. You do anything in the aid of charity.
This week on Bad Curry.
Yeah. There you go. Ginger Ninja, hello. How you doing? Ginger Ninja is one of the wonderful people that I was on the podcast with today, on the LSW podcast. Thank you again so much for having me today and talking all things timeless. Greatly appreciated. Danker, 7.5. Gozzo, 7.5. Commissar Ludfang, 7. Paul, 8. Amanda, 8. Also, Amanda starts streaming back again tomorrow, so if you want to check her out, she'll be on tomorrow night. Thank you so much for coming on the story. You again. No, thank you so much. Mag exclusively wears brown pants that month. I do. All in the aid of charity. You are incredible. Bless you. So are you. For the person who was star as the voice on that Mazda Miata XI is very good. Worth finding the video. Okay. John, 7.5. I didn't understand. Sorry. Kindred. Sorry, Fury. If anyone did understand, please explain. Fury, 7.5. Chaotic, 8.5. Gilfly, 8. iQual. And for anyone who doesn't know what we're doing, because we are halfway through the show, if you've just joined us, you can guess the scores of what the reviewers said about this game. And if you get it right, you get a shout out in the chat for the channel. How good's that? And it's free. Look at that. Unlike EA games where microtransactions. Hey, Dave. Hey, Ashens. And hey, Dave, as always. Says Ginger. iQual says, be right back. Dave, start with you. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to try 7.
Over 7. Stuart.
Very hard to. I think these things can be. I mean, it looks quality. It's not going to get low scores. I'm going to say 7.5.
7.5. Okay. We just like to shout numbers for them. It's funnies. Blakey says 7. Adam, behave. I'll round you up to a 7. He wants a 69. Who doesn't? Anybody else? Get your scores in now. This is your last chance. This is Dead Take, which came out last Thursday on PC. How is the stream going this evening? It's going good. Thank you very much. It's going very good. My 69 comment got an uwu. Thank you. If there are no other guesses, I'm saying 2 because I don't know what the game is. Fair enough. JL says a 7. I can tell you that this got, let's find the thing. Oh, Another Planet TV says 8.5. Okay, just sneaking in a score. This gets a rather reputable 7.5.
Hey.
So not quite amazing, but definitely worth checking out. So guys, who else said 7.5? Anyone else say 7.5? Stuart obviously did, and we'll get a shout out to Stuart because go follow him on everything because you need to. Next stream is Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Did I get that right?
You be Wednesday at 9 o'clock. That is correct. I had to work it out. Yep.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. One had a gamer so close. She was so close. 0.5 away. Did anyone say 7.5? Kindred said 7.5. I'll give them a shout out. Drawn Unicycle said 7.5. Gozzo said 7.5 and Danker said 7.5. So 4 of you got it right. Congratulations to all 4 of you. It's 9 o'clock-ish, but there is Ashens links. Go click on all of them now because you won't regret it. So there you go. Moving swiftly on. I thought you said 7. No, 7.5. 7.5. 7.5 Drawn Unicycle. 7.5. Moving on to our next game. From horror to something a little bit more humorous. They don't lie when they say time flies, because this certainly does. This also came out on Thursday on PC. And this is Time Flies. I remember seeing, I'd completely forgotten about this game. I remember this being previewed like last year, and I thought, this looks fun. Then completely forgot about it, and it's here now. And I was like, this still looks fun. This looks great. Kindred says, geez, I haven't played a fire game since Rapscallion on the Spectrum. Does it have a demo? I'm sure Danker can find out. Get your scores in now, chat. Let us know what you think. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this game, please.
Well, yeah, it's out on PlayStation. I've been waiting for Sony to put the PS5 Pro through its graphical paces. Not this game, I'll still be waiting. But quite honestly, I think this does look fun. Yeah, I don't think tied up the graphics would really do anything else for the game. It's got sort of nice, simple graphical style. It just kind of, I think, works for what it's doing.
Yeah,
you just play a little fly. Got these silly little challenges to do, which kind of reminds you of the challenges you got in the Untitled Goose Game. Looks like it's got a good little sense of humour to it. Probably a shortish game. You can probably play for in a couple of hours, I'm guessing, but it looks like it'd just be quite good fun. So I'd happily give this a go.
Yeah, this looks like a Souls game, kind of like Sweaty Meat Boy. Were you watching the same trailer? Sure. Finally, I can pursue my dream of being a blue bottle. Ah, Danker says £10.79, no demo. But there you go. Thank you for the lurk, Stitch. Thank you for being here as well. But for Flies. Oh, But for Flies, a Souls-like game for flies. Well, that now makes context better. Stuart, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, quite like the look of this. Looks like it's a bit of a laugh. I presume it's playing around the fact that your flies don't live very long, judging by the trailer. So you're going to be trying to fill in your bucket list, whatever they had there. I'm quite liking this black and white MS Paint aesthetic because everything looks hand drawn. Every pixel done by in the right place, and we're about to hit, I think, an absolute wall of AI slop. So it's to have something that's crafted like that is very nice coming in, and it looks like it might be a laugh.
I think it'd be.
It's always hard to say until you play it, but I like the look of it.
Yeah, this will fly off the shelves. I see what you did there. Nice one, Blakey. Tempted to make a Henry Pickles reference, but it's too obscure.
That is a deep cut. That is a deep cut.
That is it. Diva, I did know it was you. I do know your name, so it is you. So have a good stream as well. Very good. But lovely to have you here. There you go. Amen to that, Stuart. Says your news cycle. So scores. We've got lots of people saying scores in the chat. If you haven't put your score in, please do so now. Let's see what people are saying. Start at the top. Ginger Ninja says a 10 out of 10 for this one. Danker says an 8. Wish I Was a Slime, 8. Drawn Unicycle, 7.5. Another Planet TV says a 9. Amanda says a 6. Blakey says a 6. Adam, 7. Paul, 8. Diva, 8. LeBraze, I love it, 11. Can't technically score that, but you can have that if you want. Commissioner Lu Fang, 5. Gozzo, 8. JL, 7. Anybody else with scores? Get them in now. Ginger Ninja, honestly, I think it's a 7. That's fine. You can go for a 7. Guildfly says an 8. 8 flies round shit, says Kindred. So there you go. Stuart, your thoughts?
I'm going to say 8.
Going for an 8,
for
okay.
reasons.
For reasons. 8 for reasons. Phantom also agreeing with you with an 8. One-handed gamer says a 6. And Dave, what say you, good sir?
I'm going to try an 8 as well.
Go for an 8 as well. Okay, folks, this is your last chance. This is Time Flies, which came out on PC last Thursday. I believe it's also on PlayStation 5 Pro, really maxing out the tech as well. Yeah. So there you go. And if there are no more guesses, I can tell you that I think this will have to go on my list of games to try out because this got a very excellent 8 out of 10.
Awesome.
So well done. So both Stuart and Dave got it right. And there's a ton of people in chat. I'm going to let the mods go do all those shout outs. That is a lot of shout outs. Stuart's, all his links are going to be there at some point. Do click on the links. Go say hello to Stuart. Go watch him at Wednesday at 9 p.m. Now, Dave is obviously not a streamer, so we have to do your second shout out because your second one right this evening. How would you like your shout out this evening?
You could do your walk on from the side of the screen.
Okay, with me or with Retro Me?
Let's go with the Retro.
If I can remember where I put Retro. Oh, I can see Retro Me. It's buried under a load of games. Sorry. And it's actually because Retro Me I was given as a present at the last Timeless, so that's quite fitting. So let's go.
Sweet.
Right, let me know when you're ready.
Go for it.
Okay. Dave! Hi, I'll double up as a Bob Ross impersonator.
Good old Bob Ross.
Good old Bob Ross. There you go. Also, exclamation Dave in chat. Show your appreciation to Dave, the co-host that knows the most. Congratulations to everyone who got that right. Let's move on to a little bit of gaming news while those shout-outs are being done. I'm going to press the button to make that happen. Look at that. So this is an interesting one. August, we've got some good games coming out. How did this even come about? Don't ask, Blakey. Don't ask. One of those games that I know people are very much looking forward to is the remake of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. And in a recent interview, they thought it was a good idea to approach the person, the brains behind the Metal Gear games, Hideo Kojima, and say, so you're going to be playing the remake then? And his response was, ha, no. That was his actual response. He laughed and said no. He said he's too busy working on things and basically does not want to acknowledge that this remake exists. Now, for people who don't know, back in let me get this right, around about 2015, it was noted that Kojima was going to be leaving Konami, the studio that he had worked for many years and brought out some amazing, amazing games. He's still busy walking across Australia. He probably is. OG is still the best. But it was announced after Metal Gear 5 that, which is still classed as one of the best Metal Gear games right now, it was classed that basically him and his team were going to be leaving. And he did leave. And then, for those that know, the demo of PT disappeared off the PlayStation 4 store, which was going to be his next game, which was going to be a big horror game with Norman Reedus. And that was him done with Konami. But he came back with Death Stranding, or as we like to call it, Parcel Walking Simulator. And the much reviewed, and probably again will be in a lot of big game lists, Death Stranding 2, which came out literally a month ago and got rave reviews. Plus, he's working on the Death Stranding film that he's doing because he's a busy boy, is our Kojima. Also, he's got the, is it Fizzant or something that's on PlayStation? That's a brand new game for PlayStation Sony only. And then the game that he announced last year while hugging his best mate, Jeff Keighley, OD. And still, we don't really know what OD is, but it did look quite good. So he's got numerous projects that he's working on. So, do we find it odd that he's not going to play the remake of a game that he originally made? Or do you think he's right to say, hey, I'm not involved with this. Why should I care?
I think it's fair. I mean, he made it in the first place, so he knows how it goes. All this is just a shot-by-shot remake in, I think, Unreal Engine 5. It's the same game, same voice acting. Nothing else has changed apart from the graphics and the engine underneath it. So, I don't really blame him. Plus, with his falling out with Konami, he's got no love for him. So, why would he waste his time? Got better things to do.
Yeah, it is funny how one of the heads of Konami now, nearly 10 years on, said, "Oh, we would actually like to work with him," but I get the feeling Kojima's like, "Nope, that ship has sailed."
He's got his own studio now. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
Not
at all. Konami treated him like shit, and he left before he could finish Metal Gear Solid 5. I'd want to distance myself too, says DC Flake. Stuart, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, why would he? He already knows the game in and out. He made it, and probably doesn't want to be giving any. In fact, it must be bloody annoying to have a company that you now probably, and for good reason, kind of strongly dislike, making money out of things you made still. So, yeah, why on earth would he want to play it or spend time with it?
Yeah. Ginger Ninja says, I think it's one of the things that he didn't ask for it to be remade, and he was like, YOLO. It is fair reaction, especially if he isn't getting what is it from it. True. Exactly that. So we're with Kojima on this one. Not going to say that the remake is bad. I'm sure the remake will be played by lots of people. I know lots of people are excited for it. I personally couldn't care less about it. Not going to be playing it. Not going to try it. Never really got into the Metal Gear Solid games. That's a personal view. Yeah. But if you are going to play it, I think it's hopefully going to be excellent. But I stand with Kojima. I ain't going to bother with it. So there you go. There you go. On to a couple of our final games now. There seems to be a bit of a animal theme taking place. We just had Time Flies. It'll be more remade than The Last of Us, possibly. Yeah, God knows. I mean, there is only... But let's be fair. The Last of Us does need a remake. Am I right?
Oh, it'll need one for the PS6. Of course it will.
Yeah, of course it will.
And the PS7.
Yeah, and the PS8 and the 9, and then the PS6.5 refresh. Is it a cat game again? No, it's not a cat game. So we've gone from flies to owls. And this also came out on Thursday on PC. And this is Atomic Owl. Let's have a look at the trailer for this one, our 7th game of tonight. Might be headache inducing, possibly, but you can get the soundtrack. Apparently, it's $19.99, as it says on there, so you're probably getting about 15 quid around here. Dave, tell us a little bit, Lauren, is this as much as a hoot as chat are saying?
Could well be. This is another action platformer. Probably could get a bit overshadowed by Ninja Gaiden, which I think does look better. This one's a roguelike, though, but it's not using any procedural generation, so it's the same level all the time. You'll just be getting better with each death and getting more skills. But I suppose as a pro and a con to be the same level, because you'll get better at it, you'll learn the level layout, and get really good at it. But then con will probably be, what's the point of replaying it? Because you've already mastered it. So it's probably less replayability like other roguelike games that do use procedural generation. This one, you're playing as an owl who's been apparently brought back to life by some sort of sentient sword to battle some corrupt group that's kidnapped some of your mates and brainwashed them, so you've got to fight for levels to save them. Looks okay. I like the music in the trailer. That sounded pretty cool. So if it's got music like that in the game, that'd be quite cool to play to. But I can't say it's really grabbed me that much.
Yeah.
Might be okay, but you know, as I say, Ninja Gaiden's out. Probably more people.
I think that is going to. It came out the same day. I think it's going to take some of the flair off this. Unfortunately, it's one of those games though that if this landed on Game Pass or PS Plus, I probably would pick up and play it. But, okay. Adam says, "What does Owls eat for breakfast?" Hoot hoops. He says, "I think that's the worst joke I've ever heard." I'm owling.
Oh dear.
Okay. Stuart, your thoughts on the game and not that joke, please.
I think if I'm making a film and imagine that's like, we need animation. We need like the most generic looking indie game released in 2022. We need it to look like just not its own thing. It just needed to look totally. We need it to look like Indie Game 7, the game that's indie. That is what the animator would give me. I think it just looks like every bloody thing else like that. You know,
it does, innit? It's worrying. Oh my god, the jokes continue. I'm sorry about this. Iquel says, "Isn't it Mice Krispies?" That's better. I'll give you that. Duchess, hello. The other half of the LSW podcast. Hello. Lovely to see you, Duchess. It's too busy visually, says Commissaire Lu Fang. Don't worry. It's past his bedtime. It should have been Hoot Loops. That would have made more sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Danke says, "Oh dear, what a hoot." Ginger Ninja says, "What's a bird's favourite breakfast?" Tweetabix. Anyway, scores, people. Jesus, before this turns into one of Stuart's streams with the awful joke book. Just saying. Well, it could be worse. It could be Dave reading from the Blobby joke book. So that's pretty bad.
No, we don't. I've got a worse one now. You'll be pleased to hear it's not in this room.
What have you found? What have you found?
It's unbelievable. I can't unfortunately get it. I regret mentioning it now, but it's a book of Minecraft jokes, and they're not even jokes.
Oh God! Did you read last Wednesday? You read some of them out.
Yes, I did.
Laugh at a single one. They didn't even make sense.
No, it's things like, "Did you hear about the noob who exploded? What a noob!" Yeah, like that's the joke.
Comedy gold right there.
Isn't it just? My God. And there's not just one of these books, there's like a series of 6 of them or something as well.
God. Oh my God. Another Planet says, "Oh my gosh, the Minecraft joke book is so unfunny. It's so funny." I mean, the idea of it is probably funny, but those jokes are foul. Jesus Christ. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Yes, exactly that. Yeah. On hospital radio. There you go. I didn't think my faith in humanity to get any lower. Well, now it has, and it will probably get low if you continue to watch this show on a weekly basis. Loving it so much, it just sent me to 4 ads. Well, there you go. That's what you get for mentioning a Minecraft book. My daughter has a Minecraft joke book. It's awful. She doesn't even understand the jokes, but loves it anyway. Yeah. There's that guy. There is a YouTuber that's going round up to people. I'm just saying, goes up to people and says, "Do you want to hear a funny joke?" And he says a joke, and then he gives them a totally random answer, and they burst out laughing. And he goes, "Do you get it?" And they go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Right, well then explain it then." And then they go, and he just makes them look like idiots. Because there was like a joke about cakes, and he said, "What would you call a cake?" Blah blah blah. And the guy goes, "I don't know." And he goes, "SpongeBob SquarePants." And he goes, and he goes, "Explain it." And he goes, "Yeah, what's that got to do with cakes?" It hasn't. It's got anything to do with cake. So it's mad. Yeah. Right. Let's have a look at the scores people are saying. On that note, go look up that guy. I can't remember his name, but he entertained me while I was away. Danker, 6. Was there any other scores for this? Was that the first score? That was the first score. Miss Ginger Ninja, 6.5. Gozzo, 6. Drawn Unicycle. It doesn't look like speaking English. Doesn't look as kinetic as Ragebound, and I'm not into the whole neon thing, so a 7. Iquail, 7. Another Planet TV, 8. DC Flake, 5. People have been far too generous. Paul, Games Tester, 6.5. Commissar Lu Fang, 6. Adam, 7.5. And it's a solid 7.5. Ginger Ninja, I think 6.5 on this one. Let's scroll down. What else are people saying? Get your scores in chat. What have I missed? He does look like a cake, possibly, but that wasn't the joke. What was the fucking game after all this? Something with an L. That's all you need to know. Do you know what happened to the player that ran into the Ender Dragon? He was destroyed.
Yeah.
That's one of the jokes.
Yeah.
Fuck my life.
So imagine a small child getting that for Christmas. You've got to sit there all day listening to them read it out.
I would rather put a shotgun in my mouth and blow my brains out. No offense to the small child. They're probably lovely. But yeah. You got one. Can I borrow it? Quick man, hello. Good to see you. Cool to see Ashens. Been watching him since like 2009, since I was 10 years old.
Bloody hell. That's scary.
Yeah. Loud silence. What's brown and
hello.
sticky? A stick. Will you stop with the jokes, people? Please tell a Minecraft joke on the stage and I'll buy you a beer. There you go. Another Planet will buy you a beer, Stuart, if you do that next week.
I'll take the book on the stage and we can burn it ceremoniously. Maybe not. It might set off the alarms or something.
Yeah, but there's that open outdoor area we can do it. We can all stand around and do that. Yeah. So we can do that. So that sounds like an idea.
Yeah. Sold.
We're going to burn that book. We're going to burn the shit out of it. Kindred 6, Legendary JL 5. Got my ween, a Tim Vine joke book. It's well worked. Tim Vine's brilliant, so can't knock that. Mag can tell Minecraft jokes while playing Just Dance. I can't do two things at once. We can all stand around and chant a demonic ritual. That sounds like fun. That could be a new addition to Timeless. I used to eat my dinner watching Ashens. It's better than TV.
Oh.
It is.
I hope you weren't watching the food videos while you did that. My God.
Yeah, that's a good one. Handy Gamer says 5. We need to swiftly move on. Stuart, actually, sorry, wrong way around. Dave, this time, what are you going to score this game?
6.5 for the game and the jokes.
That's very comprehensive. Thank you, Dave. And Stuart?
It's not going to be one of these things where it's somehow got really high scores. No, it looks too generic. I'm going to go lower. I'm going 6.
Going for a 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Last chance, folks. This is Atomic Owl, which came out on PC last Thursday. And I can tell you if there are no more scores in the chat. This got a very okay-ish 6.5 out of 10.
Oh,
so very close. So 6.5. So if you are looking for a game like this, go for the Ninja Gaiden one because that got an 8.5. So there you go. Congratulations to everyone who got it right. Yes, again, they're all going to get shout outs in the chat. If you got it right, go follow these lovely people because they spend the time to watch this show every week. Normally on a Tuesday, but this tonight is not Tuesday night gaming chat. I repeat, not Tuesday night gaming chat. Dave, how would you like your shout out?
Go behind your chair and jump up.
Okay.
See how your knees are holding
Fuck my knees up royally. Thank you so much, Dave. I love you so much.
I'm just waiting for the time you just can't get back up.
No, if that happens this week, we're screwed for next week. You realise that?
It's going to happen, isn't it, one day?
There'll
be a cracking noise.
There'll be a cracking noise. People will be cracking jokes in the chat, I can tell you that as well. Off we go. 3, 2, 1, Dave!
Well done for getting up.
Thank you. I don't think my back agreed with that, but there you go. Just in time for Dave, says Ems. Hello, Ems. How you doing? Ems is our community member of the month. We'll give her a shout out in a bit. Go check out Ems. Go say hello to her at Timeless as well. Mag goes down and just isn't there for the rest of the stream. I mean, a night off. There you go. What the hell, said Blakey. Yes, this is what this show's about, Blakey. About Dave making me doing stupid things. But congratulations to everyone who got it right. Our last game, I said there was an animal theme. And there you go. Special shout out for Ems. Go click that heart right there. We've had owls. We've had flies. And also on PC last Thursday, we got worms. But not that game with all the guns and tanks and things. No. This is something a lot more sinister. This is a game called Heartworm. Let's have a look at this, which is our second horror game of the night.
there's a room that can take you to the other side. I just wanted to let you know, in case I don't come back.
There you go, folks. That is the horror game Heartworm. And yes, it looks very much like Resident Evil. And it also looks like a game that I very much like, which has a sequel coming out very soon, Tormented Souls 2, from our friends at P-Cube. Dave, tell us about this, our final game of the evening.
Yeah, this is a homage to all your classic survival horrors on the PlayStation 1 era. Yeah, it is totally vibing that. It's even got like the door open animation from Resident Evil's in there. So it really is harking back to that era of games. In this one, though, you're playing as a girl called Sam who's sort of grieving for her late grandfather. I think she wants to try and contact his spirit, so she goes to visit this haunted house that rumor has it has a bridge to the afterlife. But while she's in there, she actually comes across all sorts of horrors in there and has to use her camera to fight them, which is a bit like another horror game whose name suddenly escapes me. But it was one where you use a camera.
Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame.
Was it Forbidden Siren in Japan, or is that a different game? I shouldn't have said that. I think that's wrong.
Might be a different, but Fatal Frame is the one sticking with the camera. So yeah, again, another classic game that it's using parts of for this one. So it is just an amalgamation of all your classic sort of PS1 era survival horrors. Looks pretty decent. Music sounded good. I say, because it captures that type of game. So if you've got nostalgia for that era, you might enjoy this one. Looks like it should be all right.
I like the look of this. This is again right up my street. Right, Stuart, would you give this one a try?
Yeah, I like it. Is it anything to do with that? They used to have this haunted PS1 demo discs, didn't they? Is that still ongoing? Is it something to do with that? Because it really feels like it's escaped from one of those in a good way. I
don't know.
Has it got tank controls?
Yeah.
That's another question.
I think they are optional. You can play that.
Oh, you actually can. Nice.
Yeah, it's there as an option.
Yeah. Okay.
I tell you who would know about this because she knows everything about horror games. We'll have to ask Ash because Ash Millman does the Horror Game Awards. She sees every trailer that's come. So I'll ask her next week what she thought of this or what is when we see her. So we'll see if it's part of the PS1 demo discs, horror discs, or not. Because you get you got the horror game showcase Eek Free, which is the horror thing that's
I've not heard of that.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's quite good. I haven't seen one this year yet, but they do that it's often. It's quite funny, and they get guest presenters on, and then they make their heads explode because they go, "Oh, hi, I'm such and such from," so they never have a proper presenter. It's like watching the original Spinal Tap film with the drummers exploding. There you go, but it's very good. I do wish they went another title instead of naming it after a serious dog disease.
Yeah, that's a bad disease for pretty much all pets, actually. Yeah.
Heartworm.
Nasty parasitic thing.
Very dangerous. But maybe that's the point. Maybe there's a nasty parasitic thing in that game.
Maybe there is.
So maybe that's what killed the grandfather. Have I just solved and ruined the plot for everybody in the chat? Possibly.
Yeah. Turns out the grandfather was a Persian cat or something all along.
Yes. Yeah. And he hadn't been fleed, and then bad things happen. Ginger Viking, I want to say hello because I know you're here. He said, making me do stupid stuff, saying Sega. That's true. Ginger Viking said 6 out of 10 for this one. JL, 6.5. DC Flake, 6.5. Ginger Ninja, 2. Danker, 7. Jessica Fletcher did it, 6. John Unicycle, 8. Ems, 7.5. Gozzo, 7. Commercial Lude Fang, not warbly enough graphics, 7.5. Gilfly says, I'll say it's 7. Another Planet TV, 7.5. Kindred, 7. Stuart, we'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon this is? What is this got?
I'm going to go for the generic safe one, 7.5.
7.5. And Iquel saying a 7 as well. Dave, for the final game of this evening, what say you?
I'm going to try a 7.
Trying for a 7 as well. Folks, this is your last chance. This is Heartworm, which came out on PC last Thursday. Get your scores in chat. And if there are no more scores appearing, I can tell you that some of you got this right and some of you were very close. £11.51 to buy and has a demo. So try the demo out first before you buy. Try before you buy. I can tell you this got a very reputable 7 out of 10.
Nice.
So you guys quite close, but not quite. But loads of people did get it right. iQuail, well done. Kindred, well done. Gozzo, well done. I'm probably missing some people out here. My apologies. Danker, well done. Some of the usual suspects getting it right. But I didn't get 8 for 8. I don't think anyone got 8 for 8 tonight. But well done to everyone who did get it right. Before we finish the show, and apologies because we are running a bit late because I was waffling on about timers and also bad jokes. So we'll hammer through this. This is our last news story. If you're in America and you are looking to buy a Nintendo Switch, it might be cheaper to buy a Switch 2. Why is that, I hear you ask? Thank you, chat.
Tariffs.
Yes. Yes, tariffs. Because a Nintendo Switch, which has been out since 2017, will now still probably cost you even more as the prices have gone up in America. As Kindred said, there's over a $50 difference now, which is mad because there was nearly a $100 difference. So the Switch has gone up in price in America. The official announcements went out literally just last week to say that because of market conditions, all prices for Nintendo Switches and peripherals were going up as of yesterday. So this all went live yesterday. The OLED Switch went from $349 to $399. A normal Switch used to be under $300. It is now $339. Bearing in mind you could spend $50 more and get a Switch 2. And a Switch Lite is now $30 more. For controllers and peripherals, the prices have gone up by $5 and $10. Now, we saw something similar with the Xbox, with them putting all their prices up. We talked about this and all the bits and pieces. But now Switch have done it. Amiibos. Now, this is the one that's really kicking people in teeth. You could normally buy Amiibos for $12. So if you had $50 to spend, you could get a couple of Amiibos. Not anymore, because they're going to cost you between $30 and $40 each. You can buy a game for that price. Why? It's ridiculous. And the reason? Trump's tariffs. That is the reason. Trump has come in and put the tariffs on Japan, China, and Vietnam, which are the main people that help build, make, and distribute these consoles, especially Nintendo Switch. So the prices have gone up, and Nintendo has said, we are sorry that we've had to do this. They are not planning on putting the price up of the Switch 2. They are keeping that where it is. Let's think that would be career suicide because it's only been a couple of months since it's out and is selling very well. It's actually sold 6 million units in the 7 weeks that it launched. 6 million. They are targeting over 15 million by April next year. I think they will hit that because a lot of people will buy Switch 2s for Christmas and other things at the summer months and blah, blah, blah. But if you were going to try and go, oh, well, I want to buy a Switch, you might not be better off, especially if you're going to buy those Amiibos. You're going to get ripped off. That's what's going to happen to you. It is crazy. We know that Switch 2 is not putting the prices up, but we've also seen Xbox do this. We've seen PlayStation do it in other countries as well. Is this just going to be the sign of the times? Games are going up by price. Now hardware's going up. Is it just going to keep going up, up, up? What do we think, gentlemen in chat? Please let us know.
It does feel like it, doesn't it? And that when things are still set at this price, they won't be inclined to put them back down, even though tariffs might change at some point. You kind of get the feeling that they'll leave them where they are because people will continue to buy them. So yeah, I don't think they're going to get cheaper. It's especially sad that consoles don't get cheaper after launch anymore. They get more expensive as we now see it.
More expensive, which makes no sense.
No, it used to be sensible to wait a year or two for things to get cheaper. Like a slim version comes out and it's like £100 less. Not anymore. It's going to be more expensive. You're better off buying at launch at the moment. Cheapest time it's going to be.
Does Switch 2 have any games out? Yes.
It has 2.
It has 2. Mario Kart well done this, but this is excellent. Not saying Mario Kart World isn't excellent, but it's just Mario Kart. So, more of the same. I think it's time for retro buying again. It's more fun and it's better. I don't
know how retro you're going because the prices for anything retro has gone mad as well, isn't it?
I missed the days when games were 35 quid for a triple. Now it's all gone up stupid amounts. The world has gone insane. Nintendo stuff in particular seems resistant to value depreciation. I know. Just looking at a game that we might need to purchase to do the event next week, and it's probably going to cost me the best part of 50 quid to get that game, and it's quite old.
Oh no, which one's that?
I'm not going to say because it might give away that we're not prepared for that particular competition. But you can guess if you saw the lineup. Yeah. Also, Yakuza, that one. Yakuza 0 director's cut, technically an exclusive. Sonic games are like £5 and others. True. CEX will sell Nintendo games for similar prices that you can get them for new. True, but that's CEX, isn't it? You don't really ever get a bargain. Well, you do sometimes, but not always. But there you go. That's another story. Stuart's opinions on this crazy stuff before we finish the show.
What you're going to do when you've got a system where tariffs can be imposed at random amounts at random times?
Yeah,
you've got to insulate yourself against it, haven't you? And unfortunately, in order to keep prices down at least a bit in America, they'll put the prices up everywhere else to try and mitigate it. So
yes,
it will cost all of us.
Sad times. But there you go. Gozza says, go to gaming markets. They do a great deal online and eBay stuff. Also, there'll be some games you can buy at Timeless. Just saying. Might get a bargain there as well. Never hurts to keep plugging that bloody thing we're doing next week. And there you go. That is our show, ladies and gentlemen. We thought we'd end it on a massive fucking downer. You're all going to have to pay more for games. You're all going to have to pay more for consoles. Suck it up. That's the way it is. Sir Lefty, hello. Thank you for the lurk. Good show. Catch you later. Thank you, DC Flake. That is it. That is our show. That is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat. Well, not Tuesday Night Gaming Chat. And next week, we are doing it all again because I'm doing it live from Liverpool. And our guest will be, and let's see if he shits the bed now, will be Dave Johnson.
My favourite.
Your favourite. He will be our guest. You watch, I bet he's not here now after saying that. Welcome to Gboard, Clipboard. Any text you copy will be saved here. That's not right. He tried to do a link. He tried to do a link to you, Stuart, and it's gone horribly wrong. But there you go. iQuell, you tried. That's all good. Amazing show. Thank you for hosting. It was super fun. Thank you for being here on Other Planet TV. I really appreciate that. Well, we can miss the Monday one then. No, come and see the Monday one because me and Dave will be there, but I will be broadcasting live from Liverpool because we'll be setting up Timeless. So come and see the show. If you want to see more gaming streams from me, tomorrow, because obviously we normally do game streams on a Monday, we will be playing Killing Floor 3, which we talked about on last week's show. Wednesday will be our community fortnight, and there is a good chance that I will be around Thursday night. Before, for those who don't know, I am hosting the gaming stage at Bloodstock Festival in Derbyshire on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, working for Bethesda because they're doing a whole Doom Dark Ages thing. So if anyone's going to that heavy metal festival, you can get a load of Doom stuff free. Come and see me. I'll be shouting on stage. So by the time you see me at Timeless, I will have no voice. Diva, thank you so much for the raid. We'll have a little dance. Perfect timing. So we hopefully, I will not need to be there Thursday night. So we will hopefully be playing a game that also came out on Game Preview that got delayed. Descenders Next, which is the game that is famous for my iconic yes, no, shit. If you don't know what I'm on about, then maybe follow or subscribe or whatever, and that happens on my channel. It all makes sense. So looking forward to that. I hope that's Thursday. So yes, not Tuesday Night Gaming Chat. We'll be back next week. Thank you so much to the wonderful Ashens.
Thank you, sir.
You are absolutely fantastic. Can we get a special shout out also for Diva, also known as Iconic Stitch, and all Stuart's links, please. Please put that all in there. Go follow Stuart. You will be back on Wednesday, won't you? Round about 9 o'clock-ish.
That is correct.
And also Sunday next week, I guess.
Yeah.
This week, sorry, not next week.
Yeah, this week. Yes.
So you go. Are you allowed to say who your guest is for next Sunday?
No, because I haven't booked that yet.
Cool. That's fine. You're like me. Absolutely fine.
Some human or other.
Some human that will be entertaining. So go follow Stuart. There's his Patreon, his YouTube. Thank you so much for being back. Second time on the show this year. Greatly appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you next week, matey.
Love a job.
Thank you so much. Dave, as always, the co-host that knows the most.
Always a pleasure.
Always awesome. Always full of knowledge. Thank you for being here. And we've done over 288 shows. It's mad. There's a gaming bar called Pixel Bar in Liverpool. You should go check it out when you're in Liverpool. Now, very quickly, true story. They wrote to me and said, would you like to do a collab for Timeless? So I wrote back and said, yes. What are you thinking? Didn't hear a fucking thing. So that was great. So that's my story about Pixel Bar in Liverpool. I will say
so much of this industry. Somebody contacts you, you say okay, and then you never hear.
I know,
again.
But I'm not going to knock Pixel Bar because they very kindly invited me to their relaunch of their Manchester one back in February, and they looked after us brilliantly. So Pixel Bars are great fun. Just boo to that marketing person, not Pixel Bar. Let's do that. Hopefully they've been replaced because they did a shit job. In replying, you know what? It's probably my fault. I probably never sent the email. But there you go. So moving on. That person's now just been fired from their job, and it's all my fault. But there you go. Thank you to all of you in chat, as always, for being amazing and being here and joining in the fun, especially to my mods and everyone else. And Dave, obviously. Is format there on Halloween? I don't know yet. It hasn't been confirmed. We are working on it, iQuell. That is all I can say. We are working on it. We are going to try and do a Halloween party for format mixed with a bit of a mini Timeless, but I can't confirm or deny that. Simran and me have been talking, but sorry, that's all I can tell you. Because they wanted you to do the graph, not them. True. Yes, but Timeless is the main event for everything gaming. Oh, bless you, JL. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. You lot have been amazing. We are going to do a raid. Is there anyone you would like us to raid, Stuart? Or should we just...
I don't know. Who have we got on at the moment? I need access to my raid.
Oh, sorry.
Box.
Just to put you right on the spot.
I might be able to do it.
See, I've got people, but there's...
Oh, yep, here we are. Yep. Mid-aged gamer guy's on. He's pretty good.
I've heard them shit. I won't bother with it.
I've heard the same.
Yeah, I won't bother.
Oh, there's a lot of my guys on. Odd Trots is on.
He's on?
Must know Odd Trots.
Yeah, I know John very, very well. I mean, we raided him last week, but I'm quite happy to raid him again because he is good value for money, and he will be there next week. So,
tell you what, how about the Norwich Amiga group?
Yeah, let's go totally random. Norwich Amiga group. Let me look them up. Let's go raid them.
It's Nagram. I'll have to put that in the chat thing, I think.
Oh, yeah, if you do that, and then I'll copy and paste it and chuck it in, if you'd be so kind.
Chat, there it is. Okay, it's not copied it. Bear with me.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
Annoying.
You're very welcome, everyone. We will see you again tomorrow at 8:30 for Killing Floor 3.
There we are.
There you go. I've got that. Nagram. Okay. Let's copy and paste that. Let's go do a raid. And it should find them. What? Search. That's it. I don't like how they've changed the thing. It's just me being old. There you go. Playing retro. Playing Amiga exclusive. Oh my God, what game's that? I remember that game. The guy with the mask running around shooting things. I remember that. Yeah. I can't remember what that is. But
oh God, that's Fly Fighter. It's absolutely abysmal. One of the worst games on the system. That's saying something for the Amiga.
Oh, well, I'm going to put that. I'm also going to put the link in for everyone else. So let me just do this, make that happen, and just mute him very briefly, which is done. And then get that and press this button. And we're going to start that raid, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That raid is starting. And all that leaves for me to say, and there's the link just in case the raid doesn't go over. All that leaves for me to say is, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening. And I shall see you back tomorrow at 8:30 for some Killing Floor 3. From myself, Dave, and Ashens, aka Stuart. Thank you so much. Take care. Goodbye. Gonna press the button.
Bye.
Bye now, goodbye.